Last time, we looked at the civil service setup in the US, which is the core of any public administrative system. We saw how the civil service in the United States historically had moved much closer to a merit-based system rather than a patronage system. We also looked at the recruitment processes in vogue in the US. और हमने ये भी देखा कि ट्रेनिंग किस किस्म की है, कैसे कराई जाती है, रिक्रूटमेंट के बाद कितने लोगों को रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए इम्तिहान देना पड़ता है, और वो जो 9,000 के करीब पोस्ट है एग्जीक्यूटिव सर्विस की, उनमें लोगों को कैसे अपॉइंट किया जाता है थ्रू ओरल इंटरव्यूज एंड टेस्टिमनीज, और ट्रेनिंग के प्रोग्राम में कौन कौन इन्वॉल्व है. हमने देखा कि यूनिवर्सिटीज का उसमें बहुत बड़ा रोल है, और वेल नोन यूनिवर्सिटीज, perhaps some of them from the Ivy League, topmost universities of the US are engaged in the training program, and some of them have specialized institutions of public administration which provide a platform for training of civil servants. We also compared these aspects to what is the state of affairs in Pakistan. How are promotions handled? How is your efficiency and productivity gauged? यानी प्रमोशन के लिए क्या क्या किस तरीके से परखा जाता है. और फिर ये कि सिविल सर्वेंट्स की सर्विस कंडीशंस क्या है, वो किस हद तक पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविटीज में हिस्सा ले सकते हैं, उनके पर्क्स और बेनिफिट्स और पेंशन्स क्या हैं. We also looked at that very important aspect, the budget making of a country. Or that matter, the budget making of any organization in the public sector or the local government is an extremely important aspect. So we saw how the Senate and the House of Representatives both examined the budget through appropriation committees. Then the final budget goes to the President for assent, and generally the President signs it. Today we are going to look at perhaps the most important, because this is the grassroots tier of the local government. So in a public administrative system, local government provides all those basic services required by the citizens. In the US, local government is a state subject. In Pakistan also, local government is a provincial subject. And all states have rather different systems of local government. They're generally based on the history of the state and the history of the local government in that state. So there is a lot of heterogeneity. Different states will generally have unique local government systems. But the one common trait of all these systems is that they are very, very independent. This immense independence of the local systems, of the local government in the US is a hallmark of the administrative system there. When we look at the units of local government, we find that there is a county, then there is the city or the municipality, and what is called the town and the township. Of course, on top there is the state, and all this is happening within the state, being state subject. Just like in Pakistan, we have a province. And then within that province, we have the system of district councils and the municipalities. These are the local governments. Even union council at the village level, at a group of village level. Now what is a county? States comprise of counties governed by a county board with 4 to 5 members directly elected for 2 years. The county has some rule-making and administrative powers. So the unit of local government inferior to the state and within each state is the county. We can compare the county perhaps to the district setup which we have in Pakistan. The officials of the county are elected directly for a term of 2 years. सिर्फ 2 साल के लिए ये districts, ये officials बनते हैं, but they are elected. Very important. One of the reasons why local government in the US is so independent is mostly everyone is elected. In this case, it is the sheriff. आपने sheriff को देखा होगा उन सब movies में जो अमेरिका में शूट होती हैं और criminals को पकड़ने की sheriff कोशिश कर रहा होता है. Then there's the clerk, the coroner, the judge, the attorney, the auditor, the treasurer, the recorder, the surveyor, the assessor, the school superintendent. Very important. School is given a lot of importance by the local government in the UK, in the US. And the school superintendent is someone whom everyone looks up to. ये तमाम लोग जो हैं वो चूंकि खुद अपनी पावर पे इलेक्ट हुए हैं, तो इनकी पावर्स जो हैं ये इंडिपेंडेंटली एक्सरसाइज करते हैं. Board cannot interfere in their affairs. So you have in the county a number of these officers performing very specific jobs and not at all or not much accountable to the board of the county. Although the board is also elected, but doesn't have much power over these people. And of course, each one has a department under them. और जैसे मैंने पहले कहा था कि स्कूल सुपरिटेंडेंट इसमें काउंटी में काफी इंपॉर्टेंट बंदा होता है, क्योंकि लोग उसे फ्यूचर का मेहमान समझते हैं। और हमारे यहां आपको पता ही है कि कितना निग्लेक्ट है एज फार एज एजुकेशन, be it primary or secondary, which is imparted at the local level. उसके क्या हालात हैं? हमारे यहां आपको पता है डिस्ट्रिक्ट में there could be a district nazim, then a district coordination officer, and the police head, and so on. So we have reps of almost all nation building departments present at the local level of the district. And many more so now departments after the devolution of powers from the center to the provinces. अब फंक्शंस क्या हैं काउंटीज के? जब हम ये फंक्शंस देखते हैं तो यही एहसास होता है कि ये वो फंक्शंस हैं, वो सर्विसेज हैं जो नागुज़ीर हैं, जो खामखा लोगों को चाहिए होती हैं, जिनके बगैर गुजारा नहीं है। लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट, जब हम अपने यहाँ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के हालात देखते हैं तो ज़हन में आता है कि लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट एंड कंट्रोल ऑफ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है। एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ जस्टिस, वी सॉ देयर वाज अ जज इन द काउंटी, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। फिर अब पब्लिक की जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, रोड्स एंड हाईवेज, public welfare activities, the utilities are also looked after by the county. हमारे यहाँ utilities के लिए अलहदा departments, except water maybe is a municipal issue. और देहात में तो शायद पाइप्ड वाटर का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है। फिर एग्रीकल्चर एंड कॉर्पोरेट एक्सटेंशन, वी हैव ऑल्सो लॉट ऑफ फोकस एट द डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल ऑन एग्रीकल्चर एंड कॉर्पोरेटिव्स एंड ट्राइंग टू बूस्ट द एग्रीकल्चरल आउटपुट, एजुकेशन, health and sanitation, planning and zoning. So county has this selected number of subjects to deal with, but they are all of immense importance to the common man. हमारे यहाँ भी डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे तकरीबन ये तमाम सब्जेक्ट्स कवर किए जाते हैं. Now the city. City has been recognized as a very important unit of the urban local self-government system. और आमतौर पे it is concurrent to a municipality. There are municipal limits of a city. और सिटी बनती कैसे है? In the US, in the American system, state legislature creates it. It grants a charter to the city. लेकिन alternatively that charter can be framed by the city itself. One can look at the details of the charter to find out about how a particular city is doing and what direction it is moving in or is expected to move in. Now there are very interesting instruments available to govern a city. How is a city governed in Pakistan? And how is a city governed in the US? This is a very interesting comparison. In Pakistan, we have had mayors, but we have had also administrators. In Pakistan, there is, at the city level, always a tug of war for power, especially when it comes to land. There are many vested interests. And perhaps the reason is that there is no definite and elected and streamlined way of governing a city. At the end of the day, the citizen is left to the mercy of the public administrators who are heading the municipal services and may belong to the local government service. So, unfortunately, in our setup, the cities have become wild jungles with hardly any law and order. With not much focus on providing municipal services, proper, smooth municipal services to the citizens. Water, sanitation, sewerage, waste disposal, hardly much to be proud of in any city of Pakistan. You look at any city and you find it is in a mess. And one of the reasons for that is that we do not have that proper concept of elected city governments. And if it's there, it's being misused to meet certain political ends or to make money. So the city, its land, its services have all been politicized over a period of time. Now, what kind of models are available for city government or city governance in the US? There are some very interesting models which we are going to talk about now. The city government in US can be classified into following three categories based on relationship between legislative and executive organs. यानी जो एग्जीक्यूटिव का और लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडी सिटी की है, उनका आपस में जो इंटरैक्शन है, उनकी जो डिवीजन ऑफ पावर्स है, उसके मुख्तलिफ मॉडल्स, उसके मुख्तलिफ तरीके अमेरिका के शहरों में पाए जाते हैं. और तीन जो मेन है वह है द मेयर काउंसिल प्लान, दूसरा है द कमीशन प्लान, तीसरा है द सिटी मैनेजर प्लान. अब हम इनकी डिटेल्स देखते हैं. The Mayor Council Plan, this is the oldest form of city government in US. अक्सर हम मेयर का लफ्ज सुनते रहते हैं, लेकिन पाकिस्तान में हमें इतना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं मिला मेयर्स का. अमेरिका में दिस इज द ओल्डेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ सिटी गवर्नमेंट. आधी से ज्यादा सिटीज यूएस में इस मॉडल को मेयर काउंसिल प्लान के मॉडल को फॉलो करती हैं। अब इसमें होता क्या है, आप मेयर को इलेक्ट करते हैं डायरेक्टली, एवरीवन वोट्स फॉर द मेयर, और फिर अगेन यू वोट सेपरेटली फॉर द सिटी काउंसिल, और वो आपकी सिटी की लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडी बन जाती। उसका काम होता है लॉज को एनेक्ट करना, रूल्स बनाना, बाय लॉज बनाना, to control all aspects of municipal services. Like land use and zoning are very important. Laws pertaining to land use and zoning are extremely important. Following a master plan in a city is extremely important. तो आपने एक legislative body elect कर ली और एक mayor elect कर लिया। अब उनकी relationship क्या है बाद में आपस में? So again, there has been a lot of innovation in the US about this. They can either be a strong mayor or a weak mayor plan. यानी हम तो आमतौर पे मेयर को बहुत स्ट्रांग समझते हैं कि मेयर वुड बी द एग्जीक्यूटिव हेड ऑफ द सिटी एंड एवरी अदर ऑफिसर would be subservient to him. He would have enough control of the legislative council also. But it may or may not be so. अमेरिका में दो मॉडल राइज है, एक जिसमें मेयर बहुत स्ट्रांग पर्सनैलिटी और एग्जीक्यूटिव बन के उभरता है, और दूसरा जिसमें मेयर सेरेमोनियल ही रह जाता है. So we look at a little bit of detail as far as these two models are concerned. In the strong mayor plan, the mayor enjoys complete executive authority and virtually controls the entire administration. और वो कैसे? वो अपॉइंट कर सकता है तमाम हेड्स ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट, यानी सैनिटेशन का जो हेड है उसको अपॉइंट कर सकता है, पुलिस का जो हेड है उसको अपॉइंट कर सकता है, जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट म्युनिसिपल फंक्शंस हैं उनको जो लोग चला रहे हैं, जो डिपार्टमेंट्स चला रहे हैं, उन तमाम के हेड्स को मेयर अपॉइंट कर सकता है और रिमूव भी कर सकता है. और उसको जरूरत नहीं है लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल से या सिटी काउंसिल से इजाजत लेने के सिलसिले में. जैसे हमने फेडरल लेवल पे देखा था कि ऑलमोस्ट ऑल अपॉइंटमेंट्स मेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट हैव टू बी कंफर्म्ड बाय द सेनेट. नॉट सो एट द लोकल लेवल, नॉट इन द पावरफुल वर्जन ऑफ द मेयर. वो विदाउट एनी रेफरेंस टू द सिटी काउंसिल रख भी सकता है और फायर भी कर सकता है इन अफसरान को. एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट, अगर कोई लेजिस्लेशन की है सिटी काउंसिल ने, कोई ऑर्डिनेंस पास किया है, तो उसको वीटो कर सकता है. सो द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन and the legislative council are right under the thumb of the mayor, of the strong mayor. जाहिर है अगर आपके पास वीटो की पावर है और आपको लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडी से किसी चीज की परमिशन भी नहीं लेनी है, तो फिर तो आप बहुत पावरफुल होंगे और लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडी जो है वो वीक होगी. और फिर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो होती है किसी भी सेटअप में, द मनी, द बजट. द स्ट्रॉन्ग मेयर enjoys a lot of powers vis-a-vis the budget. He can frame the budget, He's going to frame the budget, and the legislative body will approve it. So in this plan, the mayor remains on the top, and legislative body is merely a body. Then now let us look at how the weak mayor plan differs from the strong mayor plan. In the weak mayor plan, the mayor enjoys limited executive authority and virtually no control over the administration of the city, and the city council dominates. अब यहाँ पे legislative body dominate कर रही है. मेयर जो है थोड़ी बहुत उसकी पावर्स हैं, not much, or he is in a way subservient to the city council. The city council appoints various officials on its own. यानी मेयर की कुछ थोड़ी बहुत ही पावर्स होंगे या कंसल्टेशन कर लेते होंगे, लेकिन ज्यादातर जो ऑफिसर्स हैं सिटी लेवल पे, उनकी अपॉइंटमेंट काउंसिल करती है, द लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल. और जहां तक डिपार्टमेंट्स का तल्लक है, वही वेलफेयर के और स्कूल के और पब्लिक वर्क्स वगैरह, उन डिपार्टमेंट्स के हेड्स इलेक्टेड होंगे. So in the first case, we did not have elected heads. In the second case, this sounds more democratic perhaps. Over there you elected one person as a mayor and told him, do whatever you like. यहाँ पे आपकी elected legislative body जो है वो भी powerful है. हर डिपार्टमेंट का हेड भी इलेक्ट हो रहा है. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. एक जो पावर मेयर के पास है वो वीटो की है, बट दैट इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी डाइल्यूट वन. ही कैन वीटो एनी ऑर्डिनेंस पास्ड बाय द council, city council, but then it can go back to the council, and with a very special majority, the council may override that veto. फिर मेयर्स की पावर क्या रह गई? छोटा मोटा कोई अपॉइंटमेंट कर सकता है, ज्यादा गुस्सा आए तो लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल के ऑर्डिनेंस को वीटो करने की कोशिश कर सकता है. एंड अगेन उसके पास बजट बनाने की भी पावर्स नहीं है. सो नो कंट्रोल व्हाटसोएवर ओवर द इलेक्टेड काउंसिल. अगर थोड़ा सा बैलेंस है इलेक्टेड काउंसिल का, तो वो इस हिसाब से हो जाता है बिकॉज हेड्स ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट आर ऑल्सो इलेक्टेड. And any elected person considers himself or herself powerful because they have been elected. The constituents have put them into that place, into power. So whatever check and balance there is in the weak mayor plan, it is between the heads of departments and the legislative council or the city council. Mayor is almost irrelevant and very much under the influence and control of the city council, because the city council prepares the budget directly and passes it. Another system of governance. The commission plan. A commission comprising of generally 9 members is elected. And it is for a term of 6 years. Look at the continuity. If for 6 years you get the right kind of people in the commission, the city is definitely going to progress. If you get the right kind of people. और ये जो कमीशन है पावरफुल है, सब कुछ है, because it has the authority to pass ordinances and bills, plus it also has executive authority. So it not only makes rules and laws and ordinances, being the legislative body, it also makes all the policies which determine which way the city would move. And it also controls all expenditure. So we don't see the office of the mayor figuring in this model in any big manner. इसमें मेयर का कोई खास रोल नहीं है, मेयर होगा वहां, लेकिन वो सेरेमोनियल, सिर्फ नाम का मेयर, यानी अगर कहीं रिप्रेजेंट करना है सिटीज को तो वो एज मेयर रिप्रेजेंट करेगा, अगर किसी डिग्निटरी को वेलकम करना है सिटी में वो करेगा, अगर सिंबॉलिकली सिटी की किसी को प्रेजेंट करनी है तो वो करेगा. So as far as ceremonies are concerned, he is there. He is the ceremonial head only. The head only in title, titular head of the city government. But hardly any powers. The commission is all in all. Very interesting. So collectively, there are 2 roles of the commission. One is the collective, which is the legislative body, but individually members of the commission will act as heads of administrative departments. The commission itself is the government. So commission de facto becomes the local government of the city, because members of the commission are heading all relevant departments like public safety, public works, finance, whatever, utilities. So all the legislative and executive powers are merged into one body called the commission. हमारा मेयर तो चाहिए ना सिटी को. As such, the commissioners get together and they elect or choose a mayor from themselves. Again, the mayor is one of them. He is the ceremonial chief executive. But the actual power lies with each and every member who is head of the department. So a very interesting kind of administrative model, where it's not just a weak mayor, but a ceremonial mayor now. So we have the weak mayor plan and the strong mayor plan and the commission plan. 3 kinds of different plans to run a city. And another plan, the city manager plan. In this, again, direct election of 5 to 7 members of the council for a period of 2 to 5 years, depending upon different cities. यहाँ पे जो टर्म है 2 से 5 साल की. Now, in this case, the council will only perform legislative duties. It will pass ordinances. It per se has no executive powers. But from amongst the members, a mayor shall be elected, और वो चेयरमैन या प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर या स्पीकर बन जाएंगे उस पर्टिकुलर काउंसिल के. So one of the members is elected as a mayor who acts as a presiding officer of the council. But again, he also doesn't have much executive powers. He is again just the ceremonial head, elected by the Legislative Council, but no executive powers of his own. Now, who has the executive powers there? Again, very interesting. Dependency now in this model by the elected representative on professional management. They want a professional to run the affairs of their city. They believe in this model that the professional can do the job better. Someone with a track record of having run cities. So the council appoints a professional administrator called the city manager, not elected, who acts as the chief administrator of the city. काउंसिल ने मेयर इलेक्ट कर लिया और वो मेयर बिल्कुल सेरेमोनियल है, उसकी कोई एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स नहीं है. फिर उन्होंने सोचा और कहा कि हम अपनी सिटी को बहुत प्रोफेशनली रन करना चाहते हैं, टेक्निकली रन करना चाहते हैं. रेलेवेंट एक्सपर्टीज जिन लोगों में है वो रन करे हमारे डिपार्टमेंट्स को. तो दे ब्रॉट इन अ प्रोफेशनल मैनेजर. नाउ दिस मैनेजर इज गोइंग टू अपॉइंट एंड रिमूव द हेड्स ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट्स. So a very powerful person, this manager. But of course, he will serve at the pleasure of the council. और पॉलिसी मेकिंग काउंसिल कर रही है, लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल कर रही है. So he is going to continue doing his job in a powerful manner, but in accordance with the policies and direction of the Executive Council. So he's quite powerful in the sense that he selects and appoints and removes the heads of various departments, but he himself serves at the pleasure of the council. और काउंसिल ने जो कुछ उसको कहना है, जिस तरीके से कहना है कि चलो उसने चलना. So effectively, council is very strong because the council appoints the manager. The manager acts in accordance with the directions of the council. The manager prepares the budget, but it is passed by the council. Again, naturally the elected reps will pass the budget, although it is framed by a professional, the city manager and his team. So we have a rather very strong council, and as we saw before in this case also, the mayor is weak. the ceremonial, titular. और हमारे यहाँ इस किस्म सिटी काउंसिल्स का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो सिटी काउंसिल्स को म्युनिसिपल सर्विसेज के लोग जो हैं ओवरऑल कर देते हैं। They are generally have good relationships with the politicians, city level politicians in different cities and towns. And the legislative councils, in case they are there, are not very strong at all. अब एक और जो टियर है लोकल गवर्नमेंट का उसे टाउन कहते हैं या टाउनशिप। Counties are further divided into towns and townships. पहले हम फुली अर्बनाइज्ड एरियाज की बात कर रहे थे, सिटीज की, जैसे कि हमारे लोकल गवर्नमेंट में भी सिटी और मेट्रोपॉलिटन एरियाज का जिक्र है। नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ रूरल एंड सेमी रूरल एरियाज आर गवर्न्ड एट द लोकल लेवल। And town and township is the name given to the units of local government in rural and semi-urban areas. इस सिनारियो में ये होता है कि तमाम वोटर्स जो हैं एक टाउन मीटिंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करते हैं, जिसको आप काउंसिल भी कह सकते हैं अगर चाहे तो, बट इट मीट्स ओनली वंस अ ईयर टू इलेक्ट the functionaries. गालिबन ये समझा गया कि क्योंकि रूरल एरिया है, छोटा सा टाउन है, तमाम लोग इकट्ठे हो जाए और टाउन मीटिंग हो जाए, और उसमें आप किस लिए वोट कर रहे हैं? सिर्फ ऑफिशियल्स के लिए कि कौन बंदा किस महकमे को हेड करेगा। And then on top of it you have a small governing body. It is of about 3 to 4 elected members who pass ordinances. यानी कोई लेजिस्लेटिव सेटअप तो आपने रखना है। टाउन मीटिंग तो एक लार्ज जनरल बॉडी टाइप मीटिंग हो गई। उसके बाद यू आर गोइंग टू हैव अ गवर्निंग बॉडी कंप्राइजिंग ऑफ इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स, बट अ स्मॉल वन, और वो अपना लेजिस्लेशन का काम जारी रखती। बजट भी वही पास करेगी और लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के छोटे मोटे कामों के लिए ऑफिशियल्स भी वो अपॉइंट करेगी, जो गवर्निंग बॉडी है। तो हायर लेवल पे जो फंक्शनरीज थे वो इलेक्ट हो गए, और बाकी जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का नीचे वाला अमला था उसको टाउनशिप की गवर्निंग बॉडी ने रिक्रूट करना है। तो सेमी अर्बन और रूरल एरियाज में ये तरीकाकार एक अपनाया गया लोकल गवर्नमेंट का। नाउ देयर इज अनदर कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ अ स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट। ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है। नाउ वी शुड नॉट मिक्स इट अप विद द डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ कोलंबिया, Washington DC, which has been carved out taking partial land from 2 or 3 states as the capital of the country. जैसे हमने यहाँ पाकिस्तान में हमारी इस्लामाबाद कैपिटल टेरिटरी है और उसका सारा एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेटअप डिफरेंट है. So that is called the District of Columbia. DC, Washington is the name of the capital, Washington DC. That is a separate entity. But now we are talking about special districts. The concept of a special district. Such districts are established to provide one particular service. Very interesting. यानी एक चीज पे आप concentrate या focus करना चाहते हैं and you want to give a piece of land to promote that thing. Or that activity. So you would call that a special district. So एक special district जो है वो एक खास किस्म की सर्विस सिर्फ प्रोवाइड करेगी. Such districts cut across the jurisdiction of regular units of county, city, town, etc. यानी इन पे कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है जब आप ये कार्व आउट कर रहे हैं स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट. उसमें किसी सिटी का भी हिस्सा आ सकता है, किसी टाउनशिप का भी हिस्सा आ सकता है, लेकिन द लॉ of the state provides for such a special district. So you can include those areas that land in that district. And that area might be rural or urban or both. Now, why we are doing this? This device provides specialized machinery to carry out a specific function. हमारे यहाँ इससे जो करीब तरीन कॉन्सेप्ट आता है वो हमारे इंडस्ट्रियल जोन्स का है, जिनको हम कभी कभी इकोनॉमिक जोन्स भी कहते हैं, फ्री इकोनॉमिक जोन्स भी कहते हैं. यानी a piece of land carved out of a provincial state land or acquired land, which previously may have been within the boundaries of a city, municipal boundary of a city, or not, or a rural area. So we carve out this land to promote certain kind of economic activity. There are so many in Punjab, there is Hattar, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, there is the EPZ, Exposed Processing Zone, close to Karachi. This is the parallel which comes to mind. That you are providing a particular earmarked piece of land for carrying out a special activity. And in this case, the special activity is industrial or economic activity. Of course, you might be giving some incentives like tax-free holidays and tax holidays and provision of other facilities like water and power on an urgent basis, or one-window operation of sorts to set up an industry. So you are facilitating a particular kind of function. इसीलिए वो कह रहे हैं कि स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट की जो डिवाइस है वो एक ऐसा तरीका कार हमें देती है कि हम एक खास फंक्शन को प्रमोट कर सकें. एंड फॉर दैट वी कार्व आउट अ स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट. अच्छा, किस लिए? In the United States of America, you may carve out a single purpose district for education, for sanitation, for fire protection, for soil conservation, to manage flood, etc. यानी अगर आपने स्कूल्स प्रोवाइड करने एक एरिया में, तो आप उस तमाम एरिया को एक स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन के लिए स्कूल्स या यूनिवर्सिटीज के लिए आप मुख्तस कर देंगे। अगर आपने कहीं सॉइल कंजर्वेशन करनी है, सॉइल इरोड हो रहा है, आप उस एरिया को एयर मार्क करके वहां पे सॉइल कंजर्वेशन की स्कीम्स इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं। इसी तरह अगर कहीं फ्लड बहुत आते हैं, तो आप उसको फ्लड डिस्ट्रिक्ट, फ्लड कंट्रोल स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट के नाम से डिक्लेयर करके वहां एक्टिविटीज तेज कर सकते हैं। तो गोया टू मीट सर्टेन calamities, fire protection for example, or to promote certain important functions like schooling, education, you can declare a piece of land as a special district. ये कैसे होगा कि सबसे पहले तो आप को स्टेट की इजाजत है चाहिए होगी. State will have to enact, pass a law that we are going to create a special district. Or you might need the consent of the people who are involved. So it may not just be the state legislative bodies of the state. It may be actually the people living on that land who have to be consulted. Once the consent is there, then you can make up the special district. Now the special district will have quasi-municipal activities. In other words, they may not provide the whole range of municipal activities, but quite a bit of them. For example, in our case, we talked about one window operation and provision of power and water to industrial zones. Something similar. And then there'll be a small governing body called the board to govern the special district. And this would be an elected body. In case of Pakistan, if we look at the special zones, we do not find any kind of electoral activity in them. These are generally created by the government for specific economic reasons and are run by administrators. The municipal services being provided are also by officers of the administrative system. And the head of that body would also generally be an administrator, a public administrator. And last but not least, look at the number of special districts. 40,000. यानी अमेरिका में इस वक्त 40,000 के करीब स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं, और वो बंदा फिर देख सकता है कि कौन सी स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट किस चीज के लिए डिवोटेड है और कहाँ लोकेटेड है. दे आर लोकेटेड ऑल ओवर द स्टेट्स. They cater to many aspects, but the most important are the school districts. Education. क्योंकि यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में एजुकेशन के बहुत से अपने पिक्यूलियर किस्म के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, तो उनके लिए स्कूल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स बहुत जरूरी है. So we look at this staggering number, 15,000. 15,000 out of the 40,000 special districts are school districts. In the end now, we will recap a little bit all that we have talked today. Basically, in this lesson, we have talked about the local government, the various tiers in the local government. Of course, at the top there is the federation, then the states, and the states are comprised of counties. So the next level is the county. And in the county we see a number of officials and a legislative body of sorts available. But the real action is at the city and the town level, where the citizens reside and require all those municipal services and utilities. So cities which are either created by a charter of their own or mandated by the state are the urban units, the urban local tier in the US. Now in the US, traditionally there has been this tradition of the city being run by a mayor. And by far, that is the formula, the plan being followed by cities to run their affairs. But within the mayor council arrangement, there can be either a weak or a strong mayor mode. In the weak mayor mode, the council has not only legislative powers, but it also has executive powers. And the mayor is just ceremonial. In the strong mayor plan, it is just the other way around. The mayor can even veto the ordinances passed by the legislative council, the city council. He appoints all the officers. He is the chief executive in the real sense. He does not need any permission from the city council to appoint or remove officers. And he prepares the budget too. So some cities adopt the weak mayor plan and some cities adopt the strong mayor plan. However, we know that the mayor is also directly elected and the members of the legislative council, the city council, are also directly elected. Another alternative is electing a commission, a very powerful commission, whose members enjoy legislative and executive powers, because some of those members, they do elect a mayor, but some of those members themselves become head of departments. So the commission is all in all. In the city manager plan, the legislative body does not decide to do or perform any executive functions. And the mayor in this case is also titular in nature, ceremonial in nature. Instead, they engage the services of a professional city manager. This manager then runs the city very professionally. He recruits his own team of officers and he is free to remove them. But he has to carry out the policies of the city council, and he serves at the pleasure of the city council. So this mixture of a number of models and modes of governing the city provides a lot of heterogeneity and innovation in the American local government system at the municipal level. And then the town and the township tiers serve the rural and semi-urban areas, and there too you have democratically elected people running the show. And last but not least, there is the concept of special district. When an area is carved out of various jurisdictions to promote a special activity. Examples include soil conservation activities, flood control activities, and above all, school activities. And we saw that 15,000 out of the 40,000 special districts currently in the US are school districts and devoted to the concept of better schooling for all. Thank you.